2 types of red light therapies.
And other types of red light therapies, yes. She's going to go over her experience with using red light therapy, and I'll go over my experience with using red light therapy as well.
I'm going to write a quick question over here.
Red light therapy. Or have you tried red light therapy too?
Have you tried red light therapy?
That's cool. I don't even know how do you do that? How did you do that? You just hit pole.
You press here.
That one? In the hit pole, okay.
Alrighty, guys.
I'm gonna go. Okay, so we'll now go to this one. Hello everybody, we're going to review red light therapy products. Particularly, we're gonna go over this flexible red light therapy and near infrared light therapy called the Flex Beam. This Flex Beam is very flexible, that's why it's called the Flex Beam. It has 3 light emitting diodes and 1 battery here. It's a rechargeable battery and it works with this specific unique rechargeable battery, but it also has these really cool Velcro pieces that are in different lengths. So this is the longest one. You also have lengths that come with this that can hook around your wrist, hook around your shoulders, your waist, etc. The beauty with this flexible beam is it's very versatile in the fact that you guys could just Velcro this and it can attach and it can stay hands-free. That's why this thing is very popular. Another thing with red light therapy, you want it as close as the onto your skin as possible, because many things with red light, they actually help with your skin. So you want this close to your skin. So this thing being hands-free is very wonderful for neck pain people, but also onto your forehead if you'd like for skin health. Just connect it onto your forehead, making sure this thing hooks up nice, and then as you guys can see, it's hands-free. So this specific Flex Beam has multiple settings. I press the power button, and it has multiple settings. It has red light, mixture, or just mainly near infrared. I can hit play, and as you guys can see, it starts to warm up and it gets more and more red. One of the best things I've used this for was after I eat a big meal, I put this around my stomach horizontally, and it works really good like that. So it's hands-free, it feels nice and warmth. The warmth is very soothing and it's very relaxing. Can you press play on that one? So this is very soothing and it's very relaxing. That heat can help relax my intestines, and it makes the area of my bloating to be less if I'm bloated, but also feels very soothing. This can also go up and down vertically, so I could place this underneath my waistline, and then I place it on my abdomen just like that on the skin, and it works vertically to help relax my stomach, right? And I know I've done this for you, correct? What's been your experience when we've used this on your stomach area?
It helps with bloating. I feel like it helps me a lot. I bloat a lot. I get bloated pretty frequently, but that helps me a lot, honestly.
Yeah, so the warmth helps to smooth, helps with the smooth muscle of your intestines, and it can penetrate through your skin. Research shows with red light therapy helping with the mitochondria of the cell because of the warmth, because of the light nature. We have cells or organelles in our cell that absorb some of that light and can harvest it and use it for energy later on. So it does help with bloating as well. And it's really good for joint pain because you can easily place that on your spine, right where the joints are, and that light energy can penetrate to the levels of your spine with more of the superficial spine issues like superficial joint pain, etc. It can relax the muscles in the area, which is also really nice, and it relaxes it through the heat mechanisms because it can get warm. It never gets too hot, but the warmth is obviously going to be soothing, and the light energy that generates the warmth is actually absorbable by the body. Research does show, we have some research articles here and some questions, it can help with collagen synthesis in the skin. I notice, and she's noticed as well, any kind of scrapes, scars, acne bumps, or like pimples, they typically get healed quicker when we apply many rounds of red light therapy on it in a given week. It does speed up that process. So light therapy, like what she's doing, it's known to help accelerate the healing response, right?
Yes.
Because we know sunshine's great. This flex beam has wavelengths from the red light nanometers, which is around 600, up to like, I think around 700, 800 nanometers.
It's like a beauty hack.
Yes, it is a beauty hack, right? A lot of women use this and a lot of men use this for your skin. And I've noticed I have pretty good skin. She has fantastic skin. Red light therapy has been in our arsenals for skin health for quite some time. I started using this when I used to live up in the Pacific Northwest, which is more dark. It doesn't get many hours of sun in a given year compared to like Southern California. So I really started to use this for just mood benefits, but also just getting some of that light on my skin. And I noticed more energy throughout the day, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It took me a few weeks to get that energy like noticed to be very drastic, but I noticed better energy even after I was using the red light.
We used to live in Hawaii, and we used to get a lot of sunshine all the time.
Yeah.
But even with that, we still use the red light.
Yes, because it can help with like burns. If you get a first degree burn from too much sun, so just a basic sunburn, like that's red, this on that area can help soothe that primary burn from the sun and help it heal quicker than otherwise. That's one of the reasons why I like having these flexible, portable red light therapy panels, and that you can even get red light therapy panels that I've used that go on your door frame. That's very handy. It goes from like your head down to like your pubic bone area, so it spans a good length, and it's about the same width of like from one chest to the other chest. So that covers your entire spine, it covers your stomach area, it covers up to your forehead. I love using those on the door frame or standing up on like a portable wheeled panel, or you can even just lie it on top of you when you're lying in bed, which I've done all the time.
Yeah, right in the morning, right after we wake up.
She's seen me do that all the time. You guys do need to use red light therapy. It needs to go directly on the skin. You don't necessarily have to wear eye protection, but you can if it's too uncomfortable. You cannot do it over your clothes. Your shirts are going to absorb some of that light, and it's not going to be as effective. There's so many different kinds of light therapy now. This one has red and blue, so it kind of looks purple, but it's immediately warm, and it feels very nice.
Doesn't that one help more with acne?
Yes, supposedly the blue light has more research for like with funguses, for acne. Red light is more for joint pain, recovery, mitochondria health, electron transport chain
this
mitochondria.
One definitely feels a little more intense
warm, right? Yes.
than that
the
one.
The blue light has a shorter wavelength, so it actually has more energy. It's more frequent, it's a shorter wavelength, so it's a higher band of energy. The red light is kind of like that sunset kind of tint color, like reddish, yellowish, orange. But we love this. I like this flexible beam. This has been my favorite. I've had so many big panels. I've used red light tanning beds. Those things are ginormous. I've been in those in like medical spas, and I've gone and used them in like big clinics as well. A lot of medical clinics have these big tanning beds that they're not tanning beds, but they're the size of tanning beds, but they have red and near infrared light. So is red light therapy just as expensive or as a tanning bed? And that's a good question. I think they're actually more expensive than tanning bed. But red light therapy does not give you any ultraviolet radiation like a tanning bed does. Red light therapy is not going to make you it's not going to change your pigmentation as much as ultraviolet light. Now, I actually will say I noticed some nice tanness on my superficial skin after I used red light therapy a lot when I used to live in Oregon.
You so also have very even skin tone, and I think one of the factors is because you use a lot of red light.
Oh, that could be true. Yeah, I noticed it did, and people would compliment my skin like right after I got my red light therapy, and I used it a ton when I used to live in Oregon. So I think ever since I've been using red light, I do notice it really does help with your skin. So if you've not really used red light, nowadays there are so many companies that make them. There's no reason not to. We have plenty that we've used here, and we like them a lot, and I highly recommend them. There is obviously differences in qualities. I've also bought some extra ones from China, and part of like the half of the panel just didn't even work. So you have to be careful what you buy.
Yeah, which brands and stuff.
Yes, which brands. And there's so many different brands.
Make sure you do a lot of research before you buy.
Yeah, obviously, and we know they're not cheap devices, but light therapy, there's plenty of research. Just search photo biomodulation on like PubMed. You're gonna see so much stuff about it. I've summarized a lot of them here. Skin health has good evidence for it. if you have, what is it called? Widespread muscle and joint pain, with like that you see a rheumatologist for, there's good research for that, because it affects your mitochondria, it affects your cellular energy. The red light and near infrared are typically both together. Near infrared, you can't see it with the naked eye, but visible red light is visible red light. You don't have to wear eye protection. LED masks. So some of the companies we've worked with, they have the mask, right? The mask that go around everything except like your eyes and like your nose, so you can still see and breathe, and you can still eat, kind of. Those can be very handy as well because again, that's hands-free, and those LED lights just go around all the areas of your face. It's probably not going to help dramatically with your wrinkles like seeing a surgeon or doing Botox, but as a natural way to have skin tightening, healthy skin, mitigate wear and tear from the entirety of the electromagnetic spectrum of light, red light can be very helpful, and LED masks are very nice to have, right? You've worked with, I think, a few companies that have LED masks, and honestly, they're great. So LED light mask, I think, can be something that I would highly recommend if you don't have any kind of these like flexible red lights. This thing is pretty great, but as you can see, it covers like half my face, but I have to hold it up. So I like the LED face mask just for the face, but I like the face masks that are only good for your face, right? This one, this flexible beam, is good for pretty much every area. So
Yeah,
this thing's pretty awesome.
Any part of your body.
Any part of your body, yes. And most of them are going to have a fan, so they're going to make a little bit of a noise. Guys, I've had this one, I think, since 2021. I've had this one for over 5 years. They're workhorses. This one's really good quality. It's like really, really good quality. They last a long time. I've used so many different LED panels too. So how long before you see results? I would say, in the amount of hours, I would say probably just a few hours of time. I use this between maybe 10 and 40 minutes at a given time. But I think 10 to 20 minutes is probably good, because if you do too much, it's also not going to be good. There's something called a biphasic dose. Like too little is not too good, and then too much is not the best. So, and for a long people, it's really hard. What's the Goldilocks dose? I think for a lot of healthcare machines, around 20-30 minutes is probably good. 20-30 minutes like per body region. So if you have a full body panel, you're only going to need to go on there like 20 minutes. 20 minutes for the front, 20 minutes for the back. A lot of them have built-in timers like this one, so it just stops. Should you use skincare products before or after using this light? That's a good question. You don't have to put sunscreen on before you use this. You kind of like double tap it and hold it. You can still use the ointments, the creams that you typically use. You're gonna probably need to talk to a dermatologist, right? We are not dermatologists, we're not skin doctors, we're not gonna act like we are. But from my knowledge, I think you probably don't necessarily have to worry too much about using skin products before or after. I think certain skin products might actually, it might cause more of that light to kind of hit off a bit if it's like a shiny skin cream. But I would say you're only gonna know if you try. So you're gonna have to try, and if it has a negative effect, just stop doing as much of the cream or the ointment, or just stop doing it altogether. I sometimes put coconut oil on my face and my hair, and I'll still do some red light, and I think it does feel a little bit of a stronger effect. I would recommend try the red light therapy before you do any ointments by itself and just see what you notice, and then introduce some ointments as you go, just for educational purposes only.
I do recommend using the red light a lot on your neck, because a lot of people get, like, over time as we get older, we start getting our neck very saggy.
Yes, there might be some, like, with metabolism, some energy metabolism, you might have some skin tightening effects. Obviously, you have to exercise that area too and make sure your diet's good. But yeah, I think, honestly, you want to do red light everywhere. There's not any areas you really don't want to be doing much red light. Obviously, the eyes are very sensitive, so the eyes are really the only areas. Even I know dentists that do lasers and LED light therapy inside the mouth for people, for their teeth, for their oral cavity. There's actually research on the mucosa of the inside the mouth. Can this flare up any hyperpigmentation areas? Which means like hyperpigmentation. That I don't necessarily know or think it could. But yeah, I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know if it would. Do you like to use this with other things for your skin, babe?
Sorry.
Yeah, so it's like a little touch screen, right?
Yeah.
I think what we like to do is red light therapy stacked with like cold therapy can be helpful. So we have this little eye mask that are like that you put in the freezer. I think those can be very, very good for like bags under the eyes, but they also feel really good. So I think because the warmth dilates, it kind of relaxes the blood vessels inside the face, and there's a ton of them. And then I think if you do some cold, that constricts it, it kind of squeezes the area. So typically it's recommended just to go back and forth from both of those. So back and forth.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold, hot and cold. Yeah. You don't want to overheat something, and you obviously don't want to over cold the area as well. So we both know both extremes are bad, but I really believe going back and forth is a part of our routine. And then other things, you use a lot of Korean skincare, right?
Yeah.
And she raves Korean skincare, right?
I love Korean skincare, yeah.
Yeah, Koreans have great skin.
Yeah.
Great skin.
I've found that other skincare products, like from the US or just any other type of skincare products, my skin just doesn't like it.
Doesn't like it.
Yeah, I feel like they use a lot of many different ingredients, and the Korean skincare, they only use like only a handful of ingredients, and they're all like super natural, clean, non-toxic.
Non-toxic, yeah. Koreans have great skincare. Yeah. So many medical spas nowadays, like they all have red light therapy or lasers. They all have them. They're great. They're super ineffective. There's not many side effects with it, so I can see why. There's not many things that can go wrong. With lasers, you're going to get results a lot quicker. LEDs are different. I have a video that goes over them. Lasers have like mirrors in them that makes them hyper focused. Like a laser beam is just like a one pinpoint, but an LED can pretty much light up a whole room. So you guys can know the waves are divergent, they spread out, and LED is like one point. That's the biggest difference. Lasers get quicker results. They're more expensive to buy, to run, to go get the service. There's more side effects with lasers. They could burn you. LEDs probably are not going to burn you. Red light therapy has helped with recovery in muscle and joint pain. That's more anecdotal evidence. It's hard to get research on like how well you recover. Joint pain, there is research for joint pain. I noticed, again, my energy levels are very good. She can attest that. My energy levels have been very good for a long time, and I attest that partially to exercising a lot, but also red light therapy has been in my toolbox for over 5 years now, and I think it's a part of it is definitely because of red light consistently. And you have to do it on your skin, so you need to do red light in the nude. Yes, all right, so the specs before buying, there's a ton of different companies. The Flex Beam is really good. Platinum LED is really good.
This one is Light Patch LED.
Light Path LED is really good. The Joov, Joov is good. Mito Red is good. A ton of different companies. Hooga, Hooga is good. You can buy them on Amazon, Alibaba, websites. You're probably going to get ads for them now. A lot of them are really good. I have used ones that are like in like the very thin foldable ones that you can kind of like fold yourself in. Some of those you have to be careful. If your body weight and pressure is right on where the light emitting diode is and there's no protection, those have a higher likelihood of breaking over time. This thing has a ton of protection where my hand is not going to contact the light. Some of them, because they're so flexible and they're like big pads, those ones I have found they break often and easily, so I would actually recommend to not get one of those. You're gonna spend some money. Those flexible ones, if you could bend that light, you have to think about it like, if you're making the electronic portion of it, you want it to be durable. Because when these things are durable, they last decades. So ones that aren't durable, you're probably not gonna wanna spend your money on because they're gonna break, to be honest.
Usually the better quality ones are the more expensive.
Yeah, they're a little more expensive, and I think people are gonna wanna know about electromagnetic frequencies. Being around all this electricity is helpful for you, so the cheaper ones probably have more. The fans, I think, are helpful, and just how they make these machines. There's not going to be too much EMF, but if you're noticing a lot of negative side effects from using this a lot, then you're probably just overdoing the electricity on your body, or your body just doesn't respond well to stuff like this, because not everybody does. So we talked about skin health. We talked about how it helps with bloating. For a lot of women, placing this, you have to be careful. This is not medical advice, but placing this near like where the uterus is in your lower abdomen, it might help out with like cramping, so menstrual cramps, because cramping is done from the smooth muscle. Your muscle can respond beneficially to like mild warmth. So using this thing, the light energy gives you warmth. It might actually help soothe kind of some menstrual cramps. I would say it helps with bloating for sure. Muscle recovery, yes. Skin rejuvenation, I do notice it helps with skin rejuvenation. I do get more hair growth from using red light consistently. That's for sure true.
Yeah, so if you are trying to get some hair growth, red light therapy.
Yes, I've used the red light therapy helmet and mask. Those are getting more common nowadays and are getting more affordable. There is research for helping people with specific hair growth for sure. So, well, now, yes, anything else you guys would like to ask
Any
us,
questions?
please feel free.
Any questions you guys have about this
you guys
red
can
light?
Look in the description of the videos. We have affiliated red light companies that we've worked with. I've worked with a ton as a healthcare professional. I've tried, I think, probably 10 to 20 different companies, and I've been using it for over 5 years now, so I have great insights. So you guys can look in the description of the video, and you guys can find those red light companies there.
Thank you guys for the heart. I hope you guys liked that video.
Good.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Do you guys have any questions now about this red light?
Sorry, phone died.
Did you charge it?
I thought it was plenty charged. Do it again.
Alright guys, I hope you guys like this video about